you have this type of stereotype with every immigrant that you don't
What?
know.
No, no,
Okay, well,
no, no.
you're
Before you start
perceiving the way
assuming,
you're talking.
before you
Well,
start assuming, I'm just saying that these problems can be brought into like America, right?
yeah, but I
Because
wouldn't
listen,
say
it's
it's
not a
all
it's
the
not a stereo.
immigrants.
Yeah, hold on. Obviously it's not all immigrants, right? There are many
So
immigrants
why are you
that are
only
not about that. Like,
classifying these immigrants are the
hold
ones
on, hold
that
on,
are
hold on,
doing
hold on.
importing these? No, you have to hold on. I was finished. I was trying to finish. You interrupted me.
Sure, I'm just saying that this can be a thing that can happen,
I
especially
know you
because
already said that. No, can you please be
in Mexico,
quiet?
wait, in
No,
Mexico,
no
it's very
more, no more,
popular for
no
that to
more.
happen.
I know what goes down in Mexico. I've been there plenty of times, okay? So again, I guess you wouldn't say you're profiling them, but you've been saying that all immigrants are the ones who are doing
I
this.
what? I never said all immigrants. When did I once say
You
all
okay, well
immigrants?
you said immigrants. You didn't say a specific type of immigrant.
Okay,
You just
sure. I'll
said
say some
immigrants.
immigrants.
So when you say immigrants, I'm thinking about you're saying every single immigrant because you said immigrants, not well
Okay,
some
so some
immigrants.
immigrants.
Okay, so some immigrants do that, but it's not the majority. And for you to
Oh,
have these
yeah,
strict,
we
very,
agree with that.
but for people to have those strict, very strict laws on just people who are coming into America, some might be illegally, but some might just overstay their visas. None of them want to like stay in Canada. So I find it like very bizarre that you still have this
No, in
strict
Canada, they do want to stay. They do want to stay. They're doing it on purpose, right? They're leaving their country
for
for
the
good
World
reason.
Cup.
Yeah, because the World Cup was hosted in Canada, a lot of people applied for
No, it
visas,
was
and
not.
it was like yeah, it was hosted in Canada and I think America and somewhere
The
else
current
too.
World Cup. Are you talking about past World Cups?
I'm talking about the World Cup that happened in 2026. Canada was one of the hosts. What?
No, it happened in
The final was
Pennsylvania.
hosted in okay, sure. Well, the final was hosted in Canada, right? And a lot of people came
Okay.
and applied
I
for visas.
okay,
And
stop. Okay,
can I
this is what you
talk?
need to
Can I
do.
talk? Can I talk?
No.
Can I
All
talk?
right, you're gone.
What, bro? What is going on? Like, this makes no sense.
You're not taking in what I'm saying, and I'm the only one taking in what you're saying. So you're not even trying to come up here to debate. You just want to talk about stuff that you're 100% incorrect about. So we're going to move on with somebody else. You're not going to come up to talk about something else when I'm trying to respond to everything you just said. Silly girl. Anyways,
Hello.
hello.
Hi. So yeah, I completely agree with this. In my opinion, a lot of people that are pro-life aren't actually pro-real life. Because if you ever ask them, like, okay, well, if you're so pro-life, are you gonna go adopt a kid? And they're always like, no. So it's just kind of like I'm gonna be so honest. I think pro-lifers just want to be pro-lifers to have the title, but they don't actually care about life, and that's also proven to us because they don't care about the mother. They just care about the unborn child. So I'm gonna be honest, pro-lifers don't actually care about life. And also, for everyone who's like, ICE this, ICE that, like, do we realize that Obama deported, what, 3 million illegal immigrants who are actually criminals, and he didn't need all this stuff ICE is doing to do that? Like, are we
Yeah,
forgetting that? Like, we don't need ICE to do that. Obama deported a lot of illegal immigrants without the use and violence that ICE has. So I don't understand why we're all like, oh, we need ICE, we need ICE. Obama didn't need ICE, and also ICE has always been a like I'm not talking about like immigration enforcement has always been a thing, but I'm talking about current ICE, not old ICE, because old ICE was just a bunch of officers doing their jobs. Current ICE is a bunch of people who are going above and beyond to hurt other people, and of course these people are gonna run for
you got
bro.
a
Whoever's
warning?
like you gotta wait. I'm talking. No, but for real, and it just always bothers me because it's like literally the White House made an edit from ICE body cameras of people getting tackled, and they posted
Right.
that.
Just
Like
the
that's
whole
what upsets
ice.
me.
Yeah, the whole ice is just rushed. They've been rushing to do things because they feel like every people who come in here illegally is are these just wicked, terrible people. So they feel like they need to rush everything, and that's why it's gotten to the point where everyone sees ICE, they just see it as violent um, agents.
So how do you remove 10 million? Right. You can do that. You can do that. I feel like y'all don't realize. that they can move out a mass majority. Like it's not something crazy. The numbers aren't lying. Like you can literally research it. Obama was known for his strict things about immigration, but also he didn't make it a huge deal. Like if you ask people how many people Obama like deported, they wouldn't be able to tell you because he kept it under wraps. He didn't make it a huge deal like Trump is, and that's the difference. I feel like if Trump hadn't made it a huge deal, it wouldn't be as big of an issue as it is because at the end of the day, I feel like also ICE is completely different than it used to be as well. Like they're very, very aggressive and they're very defensive, which okay, I get that, but then you need to be making sure that the people who are doing this are getting time off and they're not. No, they can't be more aggressive because okay, so if y'all don't know, right? If you're more aggressive, the person you're chasing and trying to get out, they're gonna be more aggressive and more defensive versus if you're calm and collected while they're freaking out, you're gonna de-escalate the situation. All escalating the situation does is get people hurt. That's all that ever does, and it's been proven that that's all that ever does. It just gets more people hurt. Literally, because of a standoff between ICE and somebody else of a minivan with an infant in it, tear gas got thrown through that window of the minivan and killed an infant because they decided to get in a standoff with these people on a busy road, didn't close off the road. They left the road open while they were in a standoff with these other people. So an innocent child passed away because they didn't close off the road during this. So I'm going to be honest, if you're having a standoff with somebody, why are we not closing off the road? Like they're just kind of going rogue and innocent people are getting hurt within this process because they're not closing off the road. They're not having multiple backups there to make the area safe so other people aren't getting hurt. They're just going and appearing and then everyone shows up later. But then innocent people are getting hurt and not getting the help they need because there's not extra officers there to make sure that the civilians are safe. Like, at the end of the day, y'all have to realize, right, but that's not what ICE is doing. ICE is not caring if innocent people enter because they're so wrapped up in catching one person. They're not blocking off roads. They're not doing any of that. They're just having these standoffs.
And also, I just want to mention something. So again, ICE is very rushed. They rush things very, very frequently, no, all the time. They take their time and care dealing with people who like little children. They don't want to rush to get those people in prison, but they want to rush to get these people who come in with their families trying to live a better life. They want to rush to get them. And it just looks like it's all racist. That's what it all looks like. Because guess what? It is.
Exactly. And my biggest thing about it too is that it's just a lot like again, de-escalation is key. Like if you just explain to them like, hey, right, it's my job, I have to take you, like I don't want to do this, they're gonna be more understanding than if you show up with a taser and you're like, okay, you gotta come with me or else. Like, no, if that was me, I'd be like, no, I don't want to go with you. Your face is covered. I can't tell if you're an actual officer or not. But if you're like, hey, and this is my job, I don't want to do this, I just have to do this, I'd be like, okay, I get that, that's your job. But that's not what they're doing. And okay, I'm also going to say this is because of what they're doing, it's making people rally for the wrong people. Like multiple criminals have been deported and then people are like, wait, no, don't do that. Because people are so against ICE that they're literally defending criminals because of all that ICE is doing, and that's not in the right direction. Like, I'm not going to say that everyone who protests ICE is perfect, but it's the fact that it's so bad that you're having people defending criminals getting deported because of how bad ICE is. That's how bad the situation has gotten, and it should have never gotten to that point where people were trying to keep actual criminals in the country because of how bad the deportation situation got.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I appreciate
just to piggyback
you.
off of what you're saying.
Oh.
Well, I just to piggyback off. Sorry, like the ICE is it's just a paperwork handing out. like company. That's what they do. Company, organization. Like they're just supposed to hand out paperwork violations. It's the same type of civil violation if you don't register your car. If you don't re-register your car.
That's not
like,
what
no,
the immigration ICE do.
no, it's the
Wait,
same
no,
type of
but
paperwork violation. It's the same type of criminal, of civil paperwork violation. Yeah, it's not. You feel free to fact check me. It's not renewing human registered with the company versus having your car registered. That's why it's a civil offense, not a criminal offense, right? But like, please, we should actually have a bunch of random, weird neckbeard weebs come and like Swiss cheese somebody's dad because he possibly someone in the area has a civil court violation because they overstayed a visa. Like genuinely, like it's actually the wildest stuff. Like the INS used to function. It's literally just a mechanism to hand out paperwork to say like you've been served, buddy. Like you need to get your stuff renewed or you're gonna get kicked out. But now like we low-key have like the Chudstapo instead of the Gestapo. It's just like a bunch of losers going
So
around.
you don't think ICE is good?
No, I think it's literally like a test on how much the current administration can like enact militarism on us and like what we're gonna do as a response. Like that's genuinely what I think it is. I genuinely think it's their way of testing the waters on how militarized they can be with like the civilian population.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, remember Obama deported a bunch of people, but there wasn't heavy news coverage on it because again, it wasn't people actively going and tackling people and tasing them and stuff like that. It was a lot calmer because the new ICE is completely different than the way ICE was. What 10 like not even 10 years ago, like 4 years ago.
I didn't even know what ICE was until 7 months ago.
Because they were very private, and I'm going to tell you the
Yeah.
reason why ICE is probably very private is because they don't want a bunch of people to be, especially because you have to think about this, is that when people come here on a visa and they break the law, they get deported. However, the thing is that when you have all of these violent agents going and attacking people, that's when you have people like, oh my gosh, I forgot his name. But he was a rapist and he had gotten in jail multiple times for domestic abuse and he was going to get deported. But because of the whole ICE situation going on, people were like, no, don't deport him. Da, da, da. Like, that's the thing is that because of how bad ICE has gotten, people are literally rallying for the wrong people because of how upset they are about the whole situation. And I feel like ICE is just doing the opposite of what they were supposed to do because of how violent they are. And also, last time I checked, we still have so many criminals from other countries in, not even in like the little separate prisons they have, in our actual prison system that are still here and are said to be released, rapists, pedophiles, all that are from other countries that are said to be released back to the U.S. But the ice cream lady can't come back. Like, be so for real. They're picking the wrong people, and it's a distraction, I feel like, from the people that are actually doing bad. Because do you know how much money they make from having people in the? Do you know how much bail bond agents make from having people in the system?
No, I'm not aware.
They're making, what is it? It's
Well,
something.
yeah, I'm sure it's a
they're making-
privatized industry too.
Yeah, they're making billions a year off of bail, right? So if they put these criminals in there and then they release them, also, that's what upsets me too, is that they want to talk about how they're deporting criminals, but how much you want to bet we could go to a prison in California or we could go to a prison anywhere in the States and find a bunch of people that's visas are expired, etc., etc.
But Cherry, yeah, I appreciate you coming up here, girl. But yeah, I'm pretty sure people mostly know what you're talking about, but they just don't want to admit it, But
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to. I mean, we could talk to any one of these people. Maverick's low-key crazy. I don't know how bad I want to talk to you, Maverick.
I would say don't. I don't like what he's saying in the chat.
Well, I'm only trying to get up disagreeers, but I'm glad you guys, well, mostly Cherry has found something that most young ladies don't.
Which is?
Yeah.
Which is a brain.
Yes.
Oh, whoa. Word. Guys, I think young women are all very smart.
No, I'm gonna be so right now. I don't understand why I'm 18 and there's girls my age that are already getting married. I can't.
Oh,
it's actually, yes, like people are getting in the trad wife era. Like it's actually like right now.
It's disgusting.
Falling apart. Yes, society is like literally falling apart right now.
It is.
It's the duty of the government to care for its citizens first.
Yeah.
But they're not. But they're not.
Right. Well, you have an awesome night.
Oh my gosh, you too.
Yeah. Why don't young people be more like Cherry instead of being like Kat, whatever her name was? Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. So, do you agree with the topic, yes or no?
So about ice, I'm not from America, so
Oh,
from what
okay.
I've heard, I sort of have like a mixed opinion, so I
He's
don't
gonna
really
have to
want to
wait
talk
in
about it.
line. Okay. So I guess we won't talk about ice. Do you know what
Yeah.
AB is?
Yeah, I do. I'm against it in like 99.9% of the cases.
Okay. 9.9 point what?
99.9. Like my only exception would be if like the woman's life is like in danger, if you know what I mean.
Well, this is actually a recent thing where some mothers' lives um, don't die because a lot of women used to die through childbirth. So I'm confused why it will only be a one,
Yeah.
like a one, not even a 1%, like a 0.001% that she would only like if AB to
No,
happen.
I mean like in cases of AB, like if you look at all ABs that happen in like America or whatever, like a very small percentage is because the woman might die. But even then, I think they should be getting a C-section before they go to that.
Yeah, but either or, like C-section or not, it's still a lot of blood being lost. So it's like
Yeah.
a recent thing, like 30 years, that women don't die during childbirth.
hmm
So I would just say maybe just loosen up that percentage. But that's not the reason
So
why
well,
people.
it's not 1980 anymore. Like
No, I
childbirth is a lot
understand that.
safer now.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying though.
Yeah.
So, okay. What is that clicking noise?
Oh, sorry. I was just looking about on Google Earth.
Yeah, but people who are allowed to typically get an AB and you don't have to travel to a different country to get it, they're not in that certain month period of where you would, you know, the baby might kill you. So it's not like they conceive like 9 weeks and then they plan ahead when they going into labor and it's like this baby might kill you. Like
Okay,
that
but
would be a
yeah.
long period of time. So that wouldn't be the reason why.
Yeah, well, no,
So,
why some people would get them, but like I said, a C-section should be used first before you have to actually get the AB because that should be prevented
okay, but
in
you're only
science.
talking about
Especially.
when it's there's no more fetus. It's literally a fully developed
Well,
infant.
okay,
So
well, no, because you're
I'm
not fully
confused.
developed until you're 25 years old, so I
Wait,
think
what?
you're,
No, I'm
yeah,
talking
you're
about
not
the infant.
okay, fully developed. Like, so a fetus is like, a fetus is like whenever it's still in the womb, right?
No, a 9-month-year-old would not be considered. I mean, yeah, a 9-month-year-old baby in the womb wouldn't be considered a fetus anymore. There's certain sections of the development of Homo sapien. So they're not a
Yeah.
fetus as soon as they're conceived, and then when they're
Yeah,
fully
no,
developed, it won't still be considered a fetus. It will be
well,
considered
yeah,
something else.
not from rise or conceived, but from a certain point, I think it's like 11 weeks up
Nine
until birth.
weeks?
Okay, well, up until birth, they're considered a fetus.
No, it's not.
Mm, mm, Yeah, okay,
But
okay, nine
um,
weeks, but
but no doctor. Okay, most doctors do not perform that kind of AB when the baby is literally coming out when the mother's in labor. So when you're talking about the
yeah,
C-section, that's when the baby's already developed. So you can't. It would be extremely hard to get rid of it and not face any legal consequences. But those are not the ones I'm talking about, and I've never heard of that before. I've heard
so what are
about
you
like
talking about?
late ABs, but never once when the child's fully literally at labor and they want to get an AB. So I'm talking about the ones are permitted by doctors, like you can go to any doctor and they can give you a pill or whatever. Not the ones that are like 33 weeks or 24 weeks when you can't really, they're not permitted to give
Okay.
you an AB.
So you're
So
talking about really early, basically,
yeah,
like
I
really
guess.
early, yeah, like first trimester, or
Yeah.
like, all right. Well, then I guess I would be against all of them then.
Okay. So why do you value this fetus life?
Let's just say why I'd value any other human's life. I think we should
Yeah.
protect our own species. I think, you
Mhm.
know, if you start just so earlier, like way earlier on, it was so even like in the modern day. So a lot of people would think, oh, early on it's right to kill, but then that line moves to, oh yeah, well up until birth it's all right, to remove. But you know, like I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard some people say, thanks. Um, but I've heard some people say, even after birth, they should still be allowed to kill it if under certain circumstances. So, just as a general thing, you shouldn't kill your own species.
Okay, but not everyone who's pro-choice that condones AB are the ones who are also condoning when the baby's literally outside the womb and still like
Yeah.
eliminate them. So everyone's different, and the main pro-choicers are they literally say a certain week or when they feel like it's allowed.
Well,
So
even then, you're still killing your own species.
okay, so you value human life no matter the circumstance and no matter their actions, correct?
I value innocent human life, yeah, which is all fetuses,
Okay, how can something be innocent without acting upon it?
because they haven't done anything bad.
Okay, but what if I told you it did?
Like what? Give an
Just
example.
simply existing.
Okay,
And the
well,
instant, in the
why would
instance
that
you,
be bad?
well, in the instance you provided me where you think it might endanger the mother's life, it will be
Yeah,
considered bad because it would endanger the mother's life. You wouldn't
yeah.
still see it as innocent.
And I
So,
also said you should try to save it, unless, well, you should try to get a C-section, like I said. I'm not sure what your point is.
oh, that's why you brought up the C-section. I thought it was something else. Okay, well, either or, it's not because passing through the canal is deadly. It just the whole labor and your heart rate that might be deadly for them too. So it's not just passing through the canal. So
Yeah.
getting a C-section, no, it's not just because you're going into labor. So what was your question? Collect that tea cherry.
What was my question?
Yeah, you asked me about like, oh yeah. So I don't value its life. It depends on what the mother's choice is because I'm a pro-choice. So pro-choicers can also choose life and they can also choose death. And they don't really care the possibility because at the end of the day, they look on what the mother says, the one who's going to carry the baby at the end of the day. So if the mother feels like I simply am not ready, that's enough choice for me to devalue the fetus.
Okay, well, you could say the same thing about a newborn child, could you not?
No, because a newborn is not the same as a fetus.
Why?
Because one's fully developed than the other, one is not inside of the womb anymore.
Okay, well, no, none of
And
them are
not
fully
dependent on
developed.
the mother's placenta.
Okay, well, why does being dependent on your mother's placenta make your life valuable?
Because newborns and infants, they're still dependent on their mother,
Yeah.
but not the mother's like literal inside of the body. Like you can't take out a fetus and it'll be alive. You can take out a newborn,
I
an
mean,
infant, a
I mean, like,
9-month-old, and it can still be alive.
yeah.
So
I
that's
mean,
what I really mean.
well, you can take out a fetus and it survives. Like that's what like childbirth is.
No, but a fetus like in those early development stages, you
Yeah.
can't.
Well, even still, if like so what if it's relying on the mother? Like, why does that make its life less valuable?
Well, It would, because in this instance, for it to have value, it's in this instance isn't just like, see, I don't even know how to say this without getting a VC ban. It's just one is more valuable than the other because ton is outside of the womb.
Okay, so about the developed part, so I have a 10-year-old cousin. I'm
Okay.
18, so would I be more valuable than him
For why?
because I'm more developed?
It will also be your actions as well. So if you do negative actions, then the 10-year-old would be more valuable. I would view the 10-year-old to be more valuable. But usually people do see the younger person more valuable than the older person.
Well, yeah. So your point doesn't make any sense then about development.
No,
'Cause why
but
does
you're...
having more development make yourself more valuable?
So when I'm talking about the fetus. So what I'm talking about with fetus, I don't expect you to apply it to everything, little thing. So we're only talking about the fetus, okay?
Okay.
So I only value human beings' lives, the ones that are not fetuses anymore, it's because of their actions.
Okay, so do you know actually what a fetus is? Like, define a fetus. It's an unborn human, so it's still a human being.
No, it's not a human. It could become a human.
Okay, so what is it? No, okay, so what species is
The
it?
the beginning is, it will be Homo sapien.
Okay, so so humans are Homo sapiens?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But okay, so this is what it sounds like to me, what you're saying. So let's say I pick up a corn seed. What I call that seed that's not even a corn yet. Corn?
I mean, a corn seed technically could, yeah.
No, I didn't say corn seed, because a corn seed would be the beginning development stages of a corn. But you wouldn't classify that seed just being a corn, because it's not.
Well, I mean, it is still corn.
It's not, though.
Well, no,
Corn
it is, 'cause what else would it be?
It's the beginning stages of a corn.
The beginning stages, so it's still part of being corn if it's the beginning.
Yeah, it can be part of it, but it's not it in general. When you think of corn, you don't think about the seeds. You think of the yellow corn.
Okay, well, you don't know
So
that.
I don't think...
I could think of the seeds. You don't know that?
But you're the one who just applied it still being corn, so you don't see it as seed. So let's not even try to do that. Yeah, I know that's what... So I don't see the fetus as human, because it's not. It can be potentially become a human.
Like, okay, like, no disrespect, but it doesn't really matter what you think. Like, it is a human, like, scientifically.
The DNA is human, but it, in general, is not a human.
Why?
Because it's not...
Okay, what makes a fetus different from a newborn baby in terms of...
Didn't
what
I just say
species it is? In terms of what species it is?
We're not talking about the species.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
No, we are.
Okay.
Well, okay, you are, but I'm not.
Okay, because we were talking about, is it a human?
Because a Homo sapien is not just a species. You can't just be considered a Homo sapien and that's it. There's certain qualities that you have to possess, and you have to look a certain way too. So you can't just call anything Homo sapien because it has the blood of it. There's some people who have Neanderthal blood, 2% Neanderthal blood, but they're not considered a Neanderthal. So again, I don't consider the fetus as a human being as of right there.
Okay, so I consider it a human being because, you know, it has like human DNA, it will grow into be a human. It comes from two humans to make a human, that's how biology works. So I want you to explain why you think it's not human.
I just explained it to you. Now if I have to explain it one more time...
No, you didn't.
You literally just asked me that question. Why do I don't feel like it's a human? I just explained why I don't feel like it. And then you just, I guess you just... Well,
so it's not a human because you have some feeling that it's not a human?
Alright, you have a nice day.
Okay, yeah, you're just wrong.
It's not even what I said, but okay. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm pro-life. I'm not gonna repeat. I'm not gonna repeat myself. But I just wanted you to clarify what species it is if it's not a human.
Sapien.
So a human is a Homo sapien.
Okay.
And the other guy who was up before me raised a really good point. So if both of these parents are human beings, how can they produce something that's a different species?
No one did I say it was a different species?
Yeah. Yes, you did. You said it wasn't a human.
Okay, so let me tell you the difference between Homo sapien and human, okay?
Okay, go for it. Sorry.
So Homo sapiens, I can tie that DNA from, you probably don't believe in this, but it is true, 2,000 years ago. Those people who didn't look like us had Homo sapien DNA, but would they be considered human? No. So human is the more modern, today's version of a Homo sapien. Okay, so it has Homo sapien DNA, but it's not a human. If that makes sense to you. I'm not saying it's a different species.
It doesn't make sense to me because I'm confused as to when it becomes a human if it isn't human from conception.
So it is Homo sapien. It's not a human.
Yeah, but I understand.
Bye, Cherry. Okay, so but you keep on.
So I'm asking you. I'm confused because I'm confused as to how it becomes when it becomes a human if it's not a human from conception.
So you keep on saying human. I keep on saying Homo sapien. Now you might not spot the difference, but I feel like there is a difference, and I've just explained to you what I feel like the difference is. So I'll explain it once more. So a Homo sapien, if you can tie that back 2,000 years ago, you won't consider me and you the exact same as 200,000 years ago of Homo sapien. So the difference is one is human because it's the more modern term for it, which means the looking part, you look human. Okay? So it has Homo sapien DNA, but it's not a human as of yet.
Okay,
and that's why.
To settle this, I'm going to search up a definition, but basically my question before, which I don't think I was explaining properly, so that's my fault, is can we agree that both parents are going to be humans, right?
They're good, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. So, at some point, this fetus will have to become a human, right?
Yeah, at some point, but not when it's conceived.
Sure. So that's why I'm asking you, when does it become a human? No, I don't agree with this, ST4, but I'm asking her under her argument. So yeah, so what point does this happen?
When it's fully developed.
When it's fully developed. And when would that be?
Probably like 7 months.
7 months. Okay, cool. So just to be clear, by the way, a human being isn't fully developed until 25 years old. So is every person before the age of 25 considered a Homo sapien?
Well, no one is really fully developed, and you mean the frontal lobe is fully developed.
Yeah,
so the frontal lobe is not considered like the whole part of you. So what I basically mean by fully developed is you have your own arms, legs, eyes, ears, and nose, and if I take you out of the womb, you can survive without a placenta.
Yep. So you mean just viable?
No, I mean what I meant.
Viability when they're able to survive outside of the womb?
Without the placenta, because they can't survive on their own. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I've just searched up the definition of human on the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and it says a bipedal primate mammal, in brackets Homo sapiens, a person. Yeah. So they're in conjunction with each other.
Yeah, but they're not considered the same thing, or that's what it would have said.
No, they are. Yeah, a human is a Homo sapien.
But it said person. It said person in that definition. Is a fetus a person?
No, do you consider a person?
So if it said, well, the definition you just read, that a human is a person, and you keep on saying that a fetus is a human, you would consider a fetus a person then, correct?
Sorry, I shouldn't have explained, because that wasn't very clear. You can search up for yourself on the Merriam-Webster, but basically the definition of a human is going to be a bipedal primate mammal, in brackets Homo sapiens. That's just an extra bit. You can search up. I'm a bit confused on what that part means.
So the definition of human I have right here, it says human means a person belonging to the species Homo sapien, characterized by walking upright, large brains, and complex speech. So let me see.
Yeah.
No, I just simply searched up what is the definition of human. That's all I searched up.
Oh, I was just going to ask you what dictionary you were getting it from.
I didn't get this from no dictionary. I just looked it up on Google.
Oh, okay. Is it AI overview?